Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Adeline. Happy birthday to you. You are such an amazing little human being, and your life is the most precious life that ever was. And just, I miss you, and I wish I was there to be able to celebrate with you. But just remember that every single life, every human, every person has all lived and walked a different path. And although our paths share many commonalities, and that's how we learn from one another, that's one of the really blessings of life, is that we can always look at other people's paths and we can pass information from one person to another on how to live our best lives and how to learn how to do great things and how to cope with tough times and all of these things that make life what it is. But you need to have the perspective of being grateful for all of these things in order to best utilize them to really do the best. And being grateful means understanding how precious life is. Every life, all lives, all people live with different struggles, because that's what makes life life. If you see it in nature, we see it in our personal existence, we see it within our societies, and we see it throughout history. You can even get a little more metaphysical and say that we see it throughout the universe. In fact, it's one of the important principles we think about the universe, is that it's the imperfections of the universe, that everything is not perfect, or it's imperfectly perfect, that things would just freeze, things would stop. There was no turbulence, there was no chance of, things that we don't have control over. Things would become stagnant. There would be no real living. And it's all these differences and things that make life life. And so there must be some overarching principle or guide, right? And that is, where being grateful for everything is, because it's such a rare and precious thing. We think of how life came into existence at this very core, from our Creator, from God, from whoever. It was through these long chain of processes that maybe time is relevant. I think that's one of the things we get caught up on in religion and everything is, well, what is time? Actually, time's a very relative thing, and we only perceive it locally as one idea of what an hour is, what a minute is, what a second is, what a day is, what a week is. To God, time isn't like that. And to the aspect of us as humans, the spiritual side of us, the conscious side of us, that also can be perceived as being timeless. And that's one of the great things about both ancient philosophy and now modern science or physics or math. It's kind of combining these concepts from different periods of time in humanity, and understanding the difference between, say, how the physical body ages versus what time truly is. And so you don't have to think about all of that, but we were stardust, is where I was trying to go with this. So this process of all these miraculous things happening, these stars being formed in the cosmos, then blowing up in supernovas and creating all of these elements that then eventually somehow create us. It's a total miracle, and every single life is a miracle. So you want to really keep that in mind, that we don't control everything, and the perception that we have of how one thing happens or occurs, and trying to think that we can micromanage and direct every aspect of life, and that becomes overly simplified, and it can create a lot of room to have animosity, where it doesn't, and ideas about the way things came to be that aren't in nature or not really how they did come to be. So if we could understand that there's a mystical aspect to life, it's a grand miracle, and that we can just be grateful for that. It will really help us to bring the best out in ourselves. You have so many talents and so many skills, and you're such a healthy person, and you've had so much love. I know when you were little, you won't remember it as much. You have a good memory, though. I suspect you do remember quite a bit, but you know, you had somebody there all the time for you, and you were there for us, and you gave me so much inspiration for life, and you were such a miracle. And getting to see you walk for the first time and talk for the first time, and all your smiles and your cute little voice and all these beautiful things, your dancing and your music and your art, and you have so many skills, and so you brought an amazing amount of joy and love into the world, and don't let anybody or anything bring you down. Be grateful for your life, because you are Adeline, and this is your life, your turn, and so you know that I'm here for you, and we love you, and happy birthday, and I can't wait to see where the year goes for you. Love you, Papa.